With each full moon, when he transforms, he no longer remembers who he is. He'd kill his best friend if he crossed his path.
Continuing my werewolf series of videos, today we're going to take a look at something that Rowling just shed some light on. And that is, what if two werewolves mated during the full moon? When she went over this, it not only answered that question, but a bunch of others as well. Like, how were there werewolves in the Forbidden Forest? You'll get answers to that and more in this video, so let's get started. Werewolves in the Harry Potter series are much like the average werewolves in folklore. Those who are werewolves are infected by the disease known as lycanthropy, aka the werewolf disease. Just like in folklore, in the Potter world, they turn from human to their wolfish form once a month during the full moon, and they stay that way for the rest of the night. While in this state, they completely lose their human side, losing all sense of right and wrong, and they turn into savage beasts. And naturally, they want to go after other humans, and if they bite other humans, the people they bite turn into werewolves themselves. I'm going to go over this in much more detail on my next Harry Potter video, History of Werewolves, but for this video's sake, that's really all you need to know for now. In the Harry Potter series, we followed one werewolf who we all know and love, Remus Lupin, and if you saw my last Harry Potter video, I dissected his entire life from his childhood to his death, and if you're interested, that will be linked down below. In that video, I discussed how Remus met and fell in love with Nymphadora Tonks, and though it took a while for him to come around, the two of them fell in love, got married, and eventually Tonks became pregnant with their child. Remus was initially hesitant to be with Tonks because not only was he afraid that she would be met with the same stigma that he has for being a werewolf because she married one, but his biggest fear was that he would pass on this horrible disease to his offspring. When Tonks became pregnant, he was terrified of this so much that he actually ran away, though Harry knocked some sense into him and he returned to Tonks, and eventually the two had their baby boy, Teddy Lupin. To both of their relief, Teddy was not born with lycanthropy. So here we see that if one parent is a werewolf and the other is human, the human half would overpower the lycanthropy half. And Rowling has confirmed that when a human and a werewolf have a baby, there has never been any sign of any of those babies being born with this disease. However, when there are two werewolf parents who mate during the full moon, would this still apply? Well, Rowling actually answered this. For me, and I'm sure many others, I thought that this would lead to the baby being born with lycanthropy, but that's incorrect. For this very specific situation, what would actually happen is the offspring would not just be one human baby, but rather would be a whole litter of wolf cubs. Not werewolves, but normal wolves. These cubs would resemble true wolves in every way except for a few things. 1. They would be abnormally intelligent compared to normal wolves. 2. They are not aggressive like normal wolves, and unlike werewolves, they do not seek humans out, nor do they attack. This very cool and very rare occurrence has only happened twice in history. Now let's refer to the first Harry Potter book, when Harry, Hermione, Draco, and Neville got detention. And yes, that's right, Neville, not Ron. Ron replaced Neville for this detention in the movie. But in the book, the true and canon story, it was Harry and Hermione who were called out of bed at night to give Hagrid's dragon Norbert to Ron's brother Charlie, and Neville tried to warn them that Malfoy had set them up, leading to all four of them being caught out of bed, and leading to all of them getting detention. Meanwhile, Ron was not present for this because he was in the hospital wing with the dragon bite that Norbert was responsible for. But anyway, when they went to their detention, and Filch told them that they were going into the Forbidden Forest, Malfoy responded in a very scared and uncool way, saying,
I thought that was a joke. We can't go in there. Students aren't allowed. And there are werewolves.
However, this is sort of true and sort of not. As I said, this rare occurrence has only happened twice in history, and one of those times was when Dumbledore was headmaster. Dumbledore kindly gave permission for that litter to be released in the Forbidden Forest, nobody knowing what to do with them. But this was of course done under conditions of extreme secrecy. The cubs turned into beautiful and unusually intelligent wolves, and some of them still lived there when the 7 Harry Potter books took place. Because of this, there arose stories that there were werewolves in the Forbidden Forest, but really, it was just harmless and intelligent wolves. Dumbledore told all of the teachers like McGonagall, Snape, Flitwick, and so on, along with the gamekeeper Hagrid, not to deny this if they heard kids talking about it, as it scared students away from the forest, which in most students' view is highly desirable to check out. But the fact that there were thought to be werewolves in there definitely drove kids away from wanting to sneak into the forest. I mean, just look at how frightened it had Malfoy.
Wait till my father hears about this.
One question I'm still left asking, however, is what if 2 werewolves mated when it wasn't the full moon? I actually have a theory for this, and while the rest of this video is all facts and canon straight from the Potter series, This is my own opinion and is in no way canon. But since we know that when a werewolf and a human mate, as Remus and Nymphadora did, the human side overpowers the lycanthropy disease. So if two werewolves were to mate, not during the full moon, wolf cub offsprings would not be the result, as the parents would have to mate as fully fledged werewolves for that to happen, and the result would instead be only one human baby. Taking that into account, it would only make sense that because there was no human half, both parents having lycanthropy, the human half needed to overpower the disease would not be there, so the offspring would be born a human werewolf. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Also, this is a shorter video than normal, so let me know if you guys like these. If so, it would increase the uploads, because the longer videos take about 5 days to make, and this one took 2. So I was thinking maybe I could do 1 week with 2 shorter videos, and then the next week with 1 longer video. I'll test the waters with it and see if you guys like it, and if so, I might start doing that. Also, keep your eyes peeled for my History of Werewolves video. That will be my next Harry Potter video, keeping the werewolf series alive.
Brilliant.
Thank you so much for watching, guys. You can follow me on social media to see more of my personal life and see more of this little dude. You can follow me on Twitter and Facebook for Movie Flame updates. And I want to give a huge shout out to all my patrons listed below. If you want to be featured in the next video, plus get a bunch of other rewards, become a patron today. Again, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you press that like button and subscribe, and look out for more great videos on the way.